All right, I know a lot of you down that lens are really interested in seeing what it looks like to use a decade system in a tournament style. I've got my yardage book here. We're gonna go ahead and play the back nine of my home course in Kanto, and I'm gonna just walk you through everything and all my decisions that I do when I'm in tournament mode and how I use decade course management to help me get around the course. And then I'll put some highlights of what's in my yardage book as we get through each hole. So without further ado, let's get started right meow. Okay, so the first things first is I just wanna pick my starting line. I know that I've already aligned this out in the decade yardage book. It kind of gives me this line of this tree here on the back. So I'm just gonna go ahead and set that up. So I'm gonna tee up on the far right side of the tee box and just start my visualization process of looking at that tree. Just envisioning hitting towards it, keep my eye on the target. Got a little off balance and it's a little to the left, but that'll work. Looking at my yardage book, I can tell that's pretty much center of the green. I would normally know what my pin position is and just kind of adjust it from there. So it's 80 yards. It's a little wet today, still frost because it's 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna hit a soft 60. Now 80 yards, my decade target would be half of 80, which would be 4 yards to the right. But since that thing's in the dead center of the green, I'm going straight at it. I'm not actually aiming straight at it. My wedges tend to pull draw a little bit, so I'm actually aiming just a little bit to the right and trying to hit it a little bit to the right and knowing that my natural shot pattern is just gonna leak it over to the left a little bit. Pulled it. Release on. Pretty below average shot, but not too bad. It's really difficult to see here because it's early in the morning, but these greens have a thin layer of ice on them, which was making it really difficult for me to control my pace on a lot of these putts early in the morning. That being said, probably still no excuse for a 3-putt from this range. All right, I got a buck 63 and this flag is at the back. It's a little cold in the morning, but I think a 7-iron is just too much. It's gonna go long. And short is the better miss for this particular hole. I'm gonna go with the 8. I'm gonna play at 160. So half of my 16 is gonna be 8. 8 yards is our decade number, which means we wanna be aiming about 8 yards to the left of that flag because that right bunker needs to be respected. Visualizing my target. Slipped a little and I just leaked it. Ugh, bunker right. Just let it release. Okay, that wasn't half bad. Just right at the 2 trees in the distance. I see my trees. I got my target. I know where my line needs to be, so I'm gonna aim up on the right side of the tee box. This ball is below my feet, I can feel it. Most tee boxes are unlevel. What this is gonna do is it's gonna cause my face to be more open and it's gonna move more to the right. And since I don't want that to happen, I wanna be somewhere that's a little bit more level. And these are little tips of the trade that you just start to learn as you play a lot of tournament golf. It's okay over there. And this is the reason why we pick smart decade targets, because at the end of the day, sometimes you put bad swings on the ball. And if I had chosen to pick a little bit more of an aggressive line, that would have been in the street. And we are 233 from the flag right now. And this is an area of my game, obviously, where decade kind of just, you really have to just use common sense. I've got a lot of trees and I've got a lot of stuff in front of me. 233 is a number I could get there with the 5 wood. I don't know if I can get a 5 wood over that tree. So I kind of feel like a hybrid is really the best call. Unfortunately, that tree is just gonna be too much in the way for me to get over it. So I'm gonna hit a 21-degree hybrid. I know I'm not gonna get there, but the flag's short. I can't get there, I'm blocked out. So I'm in jail. The best thing to do is just get out of jail. I'm gonna hit a 205-yard shot, drawing it just over that tree. It's gonna land in the front left of the pin. Or front short left of the green. Okay, I like that shot. This is a great example of the discipline that Decade teaches you. I probably spent a solid minute going back and forth on whether or not I could go for this green. Obviously, I made the smarter choice, but you just have to stick to your strategy and play smart decisions and put confident swings on the golf ball. Yep, perfect. Yep, clearly made a smart decision. Just short left of the green, exactly where I want it to be. We got ourselves a nice little 27-yard little pitch to the front of the green. It's still a little wet today, so I'm just not sure how this is gonna react. And if I gotta land it on the green, I'm gonna need a 60. But if I land it short, it could release up. But I just don't know how it's gonna release out with the water. I'm gonna go with a 56 and just try to bump it up there, because I think the 60 is just, I gotta throw it too far. And I think if I land it short into the fringe, 56 will just still be a little bit better. Oh, it grabbed. That's all right. Still got a nice look at birdie. We're gonna be aiming this just a little bit at the left edge of the fairway. I'm gonna pick a tree that's out there, that big brushy tree, just to the right of the palm. And then again, I'm gonna tee up on the right side of the tee box because I wanna be hitting into the course, give myself the best possible chance. Okay, I got 142. Flag is sitting a little bit at the back. Decade number is going to be 7 yards of left and or right. So that flag's pretty much dead middle. I'm going to choke down on a 9 and hit it right at the flag. And I'm just going to hit a nice little draw in there. Normal swing. Visualize my shot, look at my start line. Ball's a little wet. Oh, I thinned the crap out of it. Sit. That hit the green, but that's gonna be off the back. Oh, that's way too hard. Sit. As I look back at this, I didn't actually hit that harder than I expected. I didn't judge the lie well, and I missed a part of my process. The ball was sitting up behind this little clump of like muddy grass, and I just overlooked it and should have definitely chosen a different shot because it was always gonna come out hot. 213-yard par 3. This is gonna be a pretty straightforward decision, simply because it's just such a long shot. Flag's on the back left. I'm just trying to get this on the green. No, that's just leaked. Kenny. Kenny. That clearly was not a very good shot. I'm gonna walk up here to see what I'm trying to land this at and even where I'm trying to hit this ball to. I mean, from this distance, the honest reality is it's like, let's just get it on the green, get it somewhere I can putt it, get out of here with a bogey at worst. We're already kind of in jail, so it is what it is. I consider myself to be a very strong short game player, and I make the exact same mistake that I did the hole before. As you can see, this ball is sitting well below this grass, and hitting this with a high lofted wedge was always going to end up with the ball running up the face and ending up short. And I wasn't frustrated at the fact that I made a bad shot. I was very frustrated at the fact that I made a poor decision. And given that short game is one of my biggest strengths, this is just a very simple thing that just should not go overlooked. This is gonna move a little right to left. And as much as I really want to make this putt to make up for all the bad shots that I had before, I just got to focus and hit this on a good line. I am racking up a score here. Okay. Decent drive, 160 yards into the flag. Our baseline number is 8. The flag's in the dead center of the green, but because it's surrounded by those 2 bunkers, we just got to hit a good shot. A full 8 will get me there. 7 probably would be okay too, if I choke down on it a bit. But I feel like the 8's just is the right club. I'm gonna just let this draw because I know I'm gonna hit this even further. I'm gonna aim to that palm tree with the little nugget on the thing, just to the right, left of that bunker, and just trust that this lie is gonna naturally draw it back. I mean, I flushed it. Come on, catch a little piece. It's a tiny green here. This is a pretty decent miss. We left ourselves on the right side of the hole. So now we just got to chip it up there so we can get it in. Nice little simple up and down. I didn't read the slope on that. I should have hit that up here so that ball came down. Bam. Good up and down. So I'm just looking at my visuals. I'm hitting towards that tree with the V in the distance. That ball's just a tad bit too high. Step off. I've been messing with my tee height, so sometimes I get it right, sometimes I get it wrong. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I'll take that all day. All right, we got a $128 into the flag. I think gap wedge is a little too much. It's a little too little club to get there. I'm gonna choke down on a pitching wedge. This tree shouldn't be any issue. I'm gonna start it literally just to the right of that flag, almost over the limb of this tree. I'm just gonna choke down on this pitching wedge. Oh, and it goes straight. That is not the spot I wanted to hit that ball. But it's okay, we're here now. And I'm genuinely trying to give this a good run at it because this is not too bad of a putt. Oh, that felt good and looked good the whole way. 411. I want to hug that right, but I know that there's the out of bounds stakes over here to the right, and I have lost a few right. So I'm not trying to think about that, but I am going to plan that into my shot strategy, and then I'm going to commit to my shot. This is just a pure mistake. At no point in time in a round should I be trying to change my aiming strategy. I know how much room I have to hit this driver into. Trust that there's enough space and that I've picked the appropriate target. I aim more left, and as a result, I hit it further left. Got a little too afraid of that OB right and just pulled it. PGA Tour pros on average, when they're in the trees, from anything from 100 yards out from the hole, it takes them about 4 strokes to get down. So they make bogey more often than not, or 3.8, whatever it is, but they make bogey from this position more often than not. And amateurs try to get really into like doing these crazy cut shapes and getting out of the situation. I'm gonna pitch this thing right back into the fairway, trust my short game. Like, I'm in trouble, there's no need to add extra strokes to my scorecard at this point. And again, we wanna pay respects with this chip out shot. It's not just a simple just chip and just hope. Okay, perfect. I'm 105 yards from my target. That's a number I absolutely love. We're right back in the middle of the fairway. We got ourselves a good shot at it. 105, I bumped it up to 110. Our decade half of that is going to be 5, but given that this flag is right at the dead center of the green, I'm gonna pretty much be going right at it. Pick my target. This is a perfect example of a brain fart. I had the correct number, 110 yards. I felt the headwind, but for whatever reason, I just stuck with this 100-yard shot and ended up leaving it, 60 feet short of the hole. Just leaked it. Oh, I didn't hit that anywhere near hard enough. This is just a hole that really does not suit my eye, but I'm still gonna pick the smart line, which is right over these trees. I'm just gonna absolutely send it. You can pretty much miss it anywhere. Wherever it goes, it goes. Kind of just sometimes need to stop thinking so strategically and just hit golf shots. Pick my target. Absolutely piped it. Good ball, Kenny. Good ball. Couldn't be happier with that. 118, and the flag sit in front. And as my gorgeous girlfriend has pointed out here, there is some headwind into us, which I was not aware of, which is why everything was coming up short. So if it's 118, it's probably playing 125. I'm gonna need all of a gap wedge to get there. Kenny, if you could just get any of those putts to the hole, that'd be lovely. Let me actually try to do what I'm supposed to be doing over here. Overall, I think I did pretty well this round. I mean, my putting has dramatically improved and has really kept me from putting some really big numbers on the scorecard. And when I combine that with my short game, I really think that makes for a great combination of keeping my scores low when my ball striking is not quite where I would like it to be. I think this has been a very great and informative video series. And if you'd like to see more of this, let me know in the comment section below. I'd definitely like to film one of my actual tournaments and find a way to make that work. But thank you very much for watching my YouTube channel. That's all I got for you. Deuces, people. Let's keep it moving.